everybody, what's up, how's it going? Thanks for watching, thanks for being here, welcome, this is Sean. I do sneakers, I do travel, and everything in between. So guys, have you ever been told as a kid to take afternoon naps, especially during the summer when there are no classes? Mom or dad would ask you to take afternoon naps so you would grow taller, right? And it's healthy for you, and so and so and so. But the reality is they just didn't want you in the way of things. They wanted you asleep so you're out of the way, you wouldn't create any trouble, etc. Right? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. The lies you were told as kids that are still being told today for good intention, but we're going to narrow it down to a school setting because it's kind of easier to inject the sneaker subject into a school setting. Alright? Let's do this. Before we go forward, I'd like to pick the winner because the time has come. We're already gonna pick the winner of our Air Jordan 4 Black Cements. This giveaway is in partnership with a mouse, with a souse, Carlo Ople. Subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel, follow us both on Instagram, you're in the pool. Comment also on that link he provided, which I also provided in the description in any of my recent videos. If you followed all those rules, you stand a chance to win the Air Jordan 4, and without further ado, let's pick the winner. Congratulations to you, my friend. I'm gonna contact you via Instagram, so check your Instagram, guys. Air Jordan 4 Breads, congratulations. You got two other giveaways, right? We're giving away a brand new New Balance X Racer in your size. This is the giveaway in partnership with Jonathan from Fresh PH Manila. Subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel, follow us both on Instagram. We're gonna pick the winner when he gets to 12,000 subs, alright? Check his channel out if you haven't yet. Give him a sub, qualify for the pool. Good luck, right? And our latest giveaway is the one in partnership with Manuel from Lifestyle and Sneakers. This is an Adidas night jogger. The mechanics are simple. I'm gonna put them in the description. It's a brand new Adidas night jogger. I love this colorway. I love the sneaker. I love the silhouette. This could be yours. Good luck. Alright, first here we have: there are no dumb students. There is no such thing as a dumb student. What do you think of this lie, right? Obviously, it's your teacher or your guidance counselor, maybe even your parents. They tell you this for good intention. They want to encourage you. They want to encourage the other kid, right? There are no dumb students. If you just try, if you just study hard enough, if you seek help, you'll get the lesson. You'll pass you'll pass the subject, you know. But dumb students do exist. That's the reality. And dumb students are a result of laziness, not studying, not focusing on the lesson, right? You end up being dumb. You end up being bobo is the term. I hated to say that word, but it's the term we use here. Walang estudyanteng bobo. But hey, let's face it, there are dumb students as a result of being lazy. What do you guys think? The next lie we've been told is there are no stupid questions, right? This sounds familiar. We were told this in school. For good intention, the teacher, the professor wants to make sure that you understood the lesson. We've also heard this often professionally. You know, when you start work, when you start at a new company, you undergo training, and the trainer is going to ask you, did everybody understand it? Come on, ask questions. Better to ask now than later. There are no stupid questions. Sounds familiar? And my take on that is that yes, stupid questions do exist, provided that the trainer, the professor, the teacher, the transferer of knowledge is doing a good job, right? What I mean by that is that the environment is conducive for learning, the source material is credible, the teacher speaks clearly and fluidly. You know what I mean? If the transfer of knowledge is doing a good job, yes, you can ask a stupid question. I'll give you an example, although this example might be a little extreme, but it's kind of funny, and I want to tell you a kind of a funny story. I had a classmate back in college, not long ago, right? I had a classmate back in college who had this annoying habit of repeating the professor's instruction in question form, right? So the professor would go, "All right, everybody get a half sheet of pad paper crosswise." He would raise his hand and go, "Sir, crosswise." Right? Isn't that annoying? And that was his thing, right? The instruction was clear, everybody understood it, and he just has to ask. It's a nasty habit. Anyway, you get my drift. Stupid questions. Stupid questions are 9 times out of 10 a result of not being focused, right? You're distracted for some reason, you're not paying attention, and the thing about wanting to ask a question, whether it's stupid or not, is that you really have to ask, right? If you think you're gonna ask a stupid question, it's likely a stupid question. Ask anyway, right? And probably later just admit that you were distracted, you were doing something, or you were just caught up on the previous discussion for whatever reason. If you think it's a stupid question, it might be, but ask anyway. What's your take? Alright, next here we have your new white sneakers need to be stepped on. Right, so I hate this. I can't think of a possible reason for this lie. Right, the previous two that we discussed, which were there's no such thing as a dumb student, and there are no stupid questions, that had a good intention. You know, you told that lie because there was a good intention for it, but your new sneakers, your new white sneakers need to be stepped on. I can't think of a reason, but it's become a tradition. It's become part of, somewhat part of grade school, of elementary culture, right? Yeah, you might have been a victim. I certainly have, but I never owned white canvas sneakers. All my white sneakers growing up were leather, smooth leather, or a variation of that, so it was easily cleaned, right? But imagine if they were canvas and they'd step on your sneaker and it had mud. That would be a nightmare. I've always hated dirty sneakers. I hate them to this day, and that's precisely the reason why I don't own white sneakers or all white sneakers, because they just get dirty. You keep them in the closet, come back for them the next day, they're already dirty. All right, I'm exaggerating, but it's a crazy tradition. It's a lie that has to be dispelled, right? So if you're a grown-up, especially if you're a grown-up and you step on a coworker's new white sneakers, come on, man, you're not 9 years old, right? So beat it. What's your take? All right, the next lie we've been told is, do not eat candy before your real meal because your intestines will stick together, right? So, yeah, or there's variations of this, you know what I mean, right? You can't eat chocolate, you can't eat candy, you can't eat salty snacks before your real meal, which consists of typically viand, rice, ulam at kanin. You can't eat anything before the actual traditional Filipino meal, right? Because your intestines will stick together or whatever. So that was a lie told to us for good intention, right? Mom and dad just wanted to make sure that we're nourished the right way, right? Because if you eat candy, if you eat your Cheetos before the real meal, you'll lose your appetite for the real meal, which has the proper nutrients. So I want to know what you think, because this lie is kind of good in a way. It's a lie nevertheless, right? But it has a good intention. You want your kid, before he or she goes off to school, you want to send a reminder for the kid to eat properly before messing with the bad stuff, before messing with the junk food and the chocolate. You want your child nourished properly, especially when you're not with your kid. Hey, this lie, by the way, this item is a contribution from my wife. It was an actual lie told to her by her father, my father-in-law. While she was growing up, she has a sweet tooth. She'd eat candy like nobody's business. And her father dealt with the candy addiction by telling her this lie. So yeah, it's interesting. Do you use this? Let me know. Okay, the next lie we've been told as kids, for good intention, is that if you have 2 or more puyo, you're a naughty kid. You're unruly, you can't be managed. And I've been told this a lot. I have 2 puyo. Puyo, by the way, is it's that crown in your scalp. It's the vortex where your hair kind of starts. You know that, right? So I have 2 puyos, right? And I've always been this. I was kind of an unruly kid. I was a nuisance, man. My mother would have it with me, right? She'd give up, right? That's how unruly I was, and I was somehow convinced it was a result of the multiple puyo, right? So, crazy lie. Do you tell this to your kids if you're a parent? What do you think of this? How many puyos do you have? My wife, Lara, has 2 puyos as well, and she'd been told so many times, right? You're unruly because you have 2 puyos. It's ridiculous. I'd like to know what you think. I'd like to know some of the lies you were told or some of the lies you tell your kids. It would be interesting. Before filming, actually, me and my wife had a discussion on what to put in this video, right? And we reflected. We don't really tell our daughter lies, you know, and we talked about what are some of the things we've lied about. And, you know, the closest we could think of is, I'll give an example. On a Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m., sometimes she would ask to go to the playground when the sun is high, scorching hot, right? Sometimes you would tell her that the playground is closed, the playground is being cleaned, we can't go yet, we can go later, 5 p.m., 5:30, when the sun is down, right? So that's as far as the lying goes, right? So I want to know your stories if you have any. I'd love to have a conversation with you in the comments, all right? And before we go, I'd like to remind you that your value as a person is not measured by what's on your feet. Be kind. That's more important than sneakers. I'll see you next time.